three things I want to talk to you about: tokenomics, the mythos, and then talk about some of the things that are like business processes that everybody really didn't think about. Because these three topics, think about it. If you see lots of holes in your understanding in it, come Monday and ask us live, because live stream FAQ, frequently asked questions, or AMA sessions that we're going to have, we're going to be able to live discuss those for your personal needs. We did live stream last week. Last time we did it for Jensen Wong, and Jensen Wong talked about tokenomics. So let's continue with tokenomics. Big thing about tokenomics is the code to text. Everybody's really familiar with text to text. That's great, because the text to text has really been around since 1980s. But the recent evolution of text to code is what things are really alarming right now. So when you're using text to code, you have to multiply amount of tokens that you're using to generate those codes. But think about it like this: if you're one person using that much tokens and you have 100 employees, those 100 employees, and multiply the devices that they're using and devices that you and your organization is touching on a daily basis. Now multiply those tokens in there, because you're going to use tokens on your keyboard, and you're going to use tokens on your IoT devices. You're going to use your tokens on many of these client-facing devices as well. So now you have to really imagine how much tokens you're going to use, because at this point tokens are very much free and cheap and available. But down the road, I can see the problem of tokens being in the edge, and those edge tokens is going to cost a lot more than what it costs right now. And there's different multiplications, different calculations for those. But we will talk about that live stream on Monday night as a consultant. That executive needs to think like a consultant. So the part about Mythos is that Mythos is what I'm getting at with the edge system, because if you're not in the edge yet, you need to get further into the edge, because text to code allows you to actually be a different sort of code generator. So you're not using average code that any AI system can break into it in probably less time than none, right? So more complex you can make your edge codes, better off you are, because these AI systems are going to be able to probably not get access to your system first, because you're on the edge. And if they do get access to your system, they probably are not going to use the templates that they use to break into the other systems. So Mythos and Project Glasswings really smells like a bad gas right now, because we have seen a lot of alarms over 24 months. And one of the things you got to remember is that Mythos, you've seen this before. Mythos has been around since February 2024. This is not something new, but it feels like this is a good time for Mythos to come out, but everybody to be alarmed because of some of the things that it's capable of. And this is not something that people hasn't been told about, but now that Mythos has actually proven it, and Fed chairs and White House staffs are going around and asking companies about, what are they doing to secure their systems, because if their secure system goes down, it takes a lot of other systems down with it. So that's a very big concern. And one of the things that I really think business processes really think through is how are they augmenting themselves rather than falling for this trap of artificial intelligence. Because if you're not augmenting using what the bad guys are using, you're just going to be one of those good guys that are sitting ducks, right? So you want to be a good guy that's also using what the bad guys are using. And bad guys are using the same tool that is available to everybody else. So, right, the reason Mythos is actually on lockdown, because they don't want everybody to have access to it, because that's how powerful it is. Some of the things that you really need to understand is that these Mythos system is not a standalone system. It is not the only one in the world. Linux bugs and many of the other bugs that hasn't been discovered before, the zero-day vulnerabilities that has never been discovered before, are being discovered for the last 24 months, last 3 years, right? They've been doing it continuously. But this one just takes a whole nother cake, because its ability to do it in a system that we're not even thinking about, right? But one of the things that it did, it created a chain of attack, right? So it found multiple vulnerabilities and put those vulnerabilities together. So that is a level of intelligence that we didn't have before, and the level of intelligence that is scalable now, that is able to deploy itself around the globe.